Welcome to RedstonePro, a series where I will teach you how to become a Minecraft redstone professional. Today, we will take a look at the very basics that you will need to understand. So, there's this section in Minecraft's creative mode inventory with that weird red thing above it. That is the redstone. To make things simple, we will split all of the items in that section into 3 groups. Our first group will be the items that can be activated or controlled by redstone. You can see some of these items here. For example, the doors will get opened when I power them. The pistons will extend, and well, the TNT, you know what that will do. A special case here is this hopper, which currently lets items flow through it. You know, it's the way hopper does things. But when I actually power it, it's not gonna let any more items through. So if I had a chest down here, assuming I had a chest, then if this is powered, items are actually not gonna go through this hopper because it's powered, but when I unpower it, there they are. Now let's move on to the second group. Those are the items which can emit redstone signal. On the right side here, I got the more simple things which can emit redstone signal, like the button, or the pressure plate, or in the back, if you go around, there's a lever here, which will just keep the signal on for as long as it's toggled. On the left side here, I got the things that might be a little more advanced or a little harder to use. So this is, for example, a daylight sensor. It will only output redstone signal if the sun is out. So right now you can see there's no sun because it's the middle of the night. But so it's off, but if I turn the time or set the time to day, you can see it immediately turned on. Next up, there's the tripwire. To use this, you need to place 2 tripwire hooks and then strings in between. You don't need blocks underneath it, you just need the 2 blocks to support these 2 things. Now if you step on it, it activates the lamp. And last but not least, there is the redstone block. This is not needed here, however, it might be useful if you want to actually use this. So this redstone block will basically always output redstone signal, no matter what. If you place anything around it, it will get immediately activated. And the only way to turn it off is to push it out of the way, like so. And if I put it right back in, it turns on the lamp again. The third and the most important group are the items that can carry a redstone signal. Let's start from the basics. This is a redstone wire. It will get you a redstone signal from point A, which could be your button or a pressure plate, to point B, which would be a piston or a lamp, for example. The redstone wire is amazing, but it has one problem. It can only carry the signal for 15 blocks. After that, you have to refresh the signal. Now you're probably asking yourself how to do that, so here it is. The redstone torch simply inverts your redstone signal, meaning that when this lever is in the off position, the lamp is on, but if I flip it, the lamp will turn off. You can refresh your redstone signal by simply putting 2 of these behind each other, but keep in mind that a redstone torch delays your redstone signal by 1/10 of a second. Now, before you start putting down redstone torches all over the place, there's one more block you should know about, the repeater. As the name suggests, it repeats or refreshes your redstone signal. Placing down a repeater is basically identical to placing down 2 redstone torches with one difference. A repeater's minimal delay is 0.1 seconds, while placing down 2 torches delays your signal by 0.2 seconds. However, you can set a repeater by right-clicking it. This will increase the delay it makes. A fully set repeater will delay the redstone signal by 0.4 seconds. Now let's talk a little bit about how the concept of redstone works. Basically, you have to combine all of the aforementioned items and use them to create a machine that does what you want it to do. A good way of doing this is to start by laying out what you want. You can, for example, write it on a piece of paper and then break it up into simple actions which redstone can do for you. Then start putting the entire thing together step by step. Don't bother with the size or the design, just make it do what you want, no matter what. After building each step, check if it works, and if it doesn't, find where the problem is and continue only after you solved all of the issues. After you have the entire system working, try making it faster and smaller if you can. You might even end up building the thing again just to make it a little bit smaller and a little faster. Let's make a little example now. Alright, so we're gonna build a little 2x2 door here now. I already prepared all the things that I think we will need. So yeah, I got the redstone, torch, repeater, sticky piston for the door itself, some sort of a block, you can have anything you want, and a button because levers are uncool, so we're gonna use a button instead. And I'm getting frame drops for some reason. Okay, try number 2 here. So we got all the things we will need ready, and now let's start building. So what I want here is a 2x2 door, but I don't want this to be any kind of 2x2 door. I want it to be a cool 2x2 door. So let's say this is our hallway and we want to build the doors right here. So the blocks will be here, and if the door opens, they will just get out of the way, and there'll be a hallway here. So I want these pistons to extend the blocks from 4 different directions. So we're gonna have a piston down there, we're gonna have a piston here, wrong, of course, that goes right here. We're gonna have a piston on top, just like so, and then one on the other side like this. And what I want them to do is to extend one by one to make a kind of a little cool effect in this. Yeah, make this door look cool. So what we're gonna wanna start by is just simply make it work somehow. So I'm gonna connect all of these pistons somehow together to a lever for now, because we just want to see that it works. So let me do that here and I'll be right back. Okay, so I built all the redstone, I added all the redstone into it. So now, as you can see, the pistons all extend. But there's one problem. They don't extend in the order, you know, and the thing I wanted to do is that they will extend one by one. They don't do that just yet, so let's add that. Let's say this will be piston number 1, so it will have no delay. Then there will be piston number 2, which will be this guy. So let me add a repeater here to slow it down, to make it go 0.1 seconds later. Then this will be the third one, so let's add another repeater there. And this final one will be the final one, yeah. So I'll add 3 ticks there. A tick is 0.1 seconds. So now if I flip the lever again, as you can see, it does that little cool effect. Okay, so now that we have it all working, we're actually going to make it smaller and hopefully a little more, you know, compatible with any kind of room whatsoever, because I can't have a hallway right here because there's this redstone in the way. So let's tear it all down, because at this point I think I have a pretty good idea of how it works and what I need to do to make it work. So we're gonna build it all from scratch again, this time around in a more compact version. So we're gonna start by activating this first piston, and then using a trick to get the signal up to the second piston here. So as you can see here, if I want to get the signal up, you know, up, and use regular solid blocks, it will just block it, like that. But if I instead use half slabs, there will be no issues whatsoever, and it's just going to get it right up there. It works. So, if I use these half slabs, you can see I can get the signal up here to the second piston. Now, we're going to delay the signal again and place some redstone to get it onto the third, to get it to the third piston, and then place some more redstone to get it to the final one. Now the way this needs to be is to power that redstone dust, which will work like this, because this repeater powers the block, which powers the dust, which powers the block, which powers the piston. Ooh, yeah. Now if I flip this lever, it works. Let's just add the hallway here, just so you can see that I am not kidding. and I'm not making fun of anyone because it does work. Yeah, like that, and like that. If I flip the lever, it closes, flip it again, it opens. Alright, but there is still one problem here. We got the lever here, and nobody wants that here. So what we're gonna do is instead put in a T flip-flop, which will make a button press the same thing as a flip of a lever. So we're gonna start by adding this redstone torch here, placing a block, and then putting a piston behind it, meanwhile trying to not break anything else that we previously placed. Now we're gonna put down a repeater facing that very piston, another piston, and another repeater. Now what this will do, or actually I can have a redstone dust here just to speed things up a little bit. So what this should do, if it doesn't break again, it should allow me to put down a button over here, this time, close the door. If I press it again, it opens. So how this works, or the way this works, is by pressing the button, you make this redstone wire transmit the signal through the block to the repeater, but in the meantime also powering this piston. And when this piston extends, it pushes the block up here, so there's no block here, so this wire has no way of transferring the signal to the repeater, and so it turns off again. What that creates is a signal that's just one tick log, and if I can show this here, it would be amazing. Watch that repeater. See how it just, flashed for a tiny amount of time? Well, that's it. That's the one tick signal that needs to be created for a sticky piston to leave the block it has attached to itself in the place where it moved, so that the block stays there and therefore this redstone gets powered.